Hey guys, this is Q and I am here with Prometheus, and I know a lot of you already have read many of Prometheus's posts on INGO. Some of you love him, some of you don't know him, some of you don't like him, but however, he's here with us today. And Prometheus, you are very forthcoming with your opinion on Second Amendment right and us getting involved in the fight. So can you tell us about that and a little bit about what your heart is saying about that?
Absolutely. You know, something that's always been held very dear to me is our inalienable rights. You know, or unalienable rights is how our founders probably more accurately pronounced it. And, you know, it's something everybody has. You know, you're born with it. You look up the definition of unalienable. It means cannot be taken away, cannot be given away. It's something that you've got. You're born with it, whether you believe in, you know, God or Buddha, Mohammed, whatever your thing is, atheist, whether it's Gaia, whatever. You've got it. You know, your parents gave it to you, whatever. You've got it. Nobody can take it from you. And as you develop those concepts, you start realizing just how egregious it is when someone tries to say, hey, you know, you can't defend yourself, or your life is only worth 10 rounds in a magazine, or 7 rounds, or whatever it is. It becomes absolutely ridiculous to me to, you know, whether it's your rights to speak, self-defense, whatever. It's so egregious that it just compels me to want to talk about it.
Well, I know we've had a few rallies in Indiana, had some up north where you're from, and looking at the number of, just look at the number of people on INGO, we have over 30,000 right now. Each one of these rallies have produced maybe hundreds, and I know that sometimes that's irritated you, and you've made that well known. So what do you?
Yeah, a little bit. You know, it's. You know, you'll see people, and it's the same thing in when this last rally that we held up in my area, up in Northwest Indiana in Valparaiso. You know, you'll see people who turn out for a gun show and they'll wait in line outside in the cold. You know, 20 degrees. They'll wait in line. You know, stand there for 3 hours to get into a gun show. Where right now selection's probably going to be a little low, prices are going to be a little high, but they'll stand there. You know, hundreds of them, maybe 1,000 of them in line, but yet they won't come out to a rally. You know, in the middle of the day for just Take an hour or two out of your day, show up, you know, get your voice out there. And that's the big thing. You can't stay behind a keyboard. You got to come out. You've got to make your actual physical presence known, whether it's not just writing emails. Definitely make your phone calls. If you've got access to a fax machine, sending faxes is huge. It's much better to send a fax than an email, although I encourage people to do both, obviously. But, you know, making that contact and then putting yourself out there. Like I said, you know, for every one person that turns out, I don't know the exact numbers that I've heard the last time, but you know, you're talking about that you are really showing up for dozens of people in your place because they know that those other people that are out there that don't show up, you know, they're there. So it's kind of like that, you know, when farmers used to count their sheep, you know, 1 black sheep for every 99 white sheep type of deal, you know, like farmers used to use. So it's kind of the same concept.
Let me ask you this then. And I'll play devil's advocate right here. Right now, we understand how our Senate is composed, and we know that nothing's going to happen to take our guns away, so why go through all of this work? They're not going to take our guns away, so why go through all of this work?
Well, ultimately, that is their goal. So when the '94 assault weapons ban came in, you know, we didn't have the internet, we didn't have things like that to communicate, but they snuck that in. Well, for lack of a better term, nobody thought it was going to happen. There was a last-minute amendment that came in place with the sunset clause that just pushed enough people over the line to vote for it. And really, you know, at the time, nobody thought it was going to happen, but it did. And that's the same way it'll happen again this time, if it does happen again. They're going to put in some, you know, universal background checks, which honestly, read the text, even the ACLU has come out, universal background checks is universal gun registration. Even the ACLU has said that just here recently. So if that tells you just how awful this, you know, some of the new things that they're trying to put out there are. Once some of this gets on the floor, you will see other amendments tagged on, just like the '86 ban and the Hughes Amendment, different things like this is going further back, that are going to get put in right at the end. They're going to get railroaded through, and then, you know, everybody's going to be standing around looking at each other like, how did this happen? So you can't let your guard down, especially not now. We've got to shut this down. At least we've got a few senators now in the Senate that are planning on filibustering it, which is awesome. I think it's Senator Paul, Lee, Cruz, and I think Senator Rubio just signed on. I believe there's one other. I can't remember.
I think he did. But hey, man, we're going to stay in the fight.
Absolutely.
And INGO, do something. Write a letter. Be at a protest. Go down to the state capitol. Talk to people who are making decisions for us on your behalf. Make sure they're saying the right things, doing the right things, and voting in the right way. It's your responsibility. It's not ours to uphold your right. It's yours. So let's work together and make this happen. Thanks a lot, man.
Oh, sure, absolutely. And you guys, if you want to stay up to the latest stuff, and you can't always stay there, you're on Facebook. Check out facebook.com/gun reviews. And for anything political blasts that come out, I update automatically. Like we had an amendment that came up the other day. Didn't get introduced, thank goodness. But you know, blast those things out. At least you pick it up right away, and you'll be able to act on it.
And you can get in touch with Prometheus. Just PM them on INGO.
Or you can find me on INGO as well.
That's right.
I'm there all the time.
Hey, appreciate it, man.
Thanks so much.
Thanks a lot.